WrestleMania is fast approaching, and of course, we got a lot of wrestling reports to talk about. This is WrestleRound, bringing you all of today's top 5 wrestling news and rumors. So make sure to have those notifications turned on to always be up to date, and let's get right into it. It feels like there's a new update for Cody Rhodes every single day, so we might as well just start off with that update. So as of today, Cody Rhodes is apparently still a free agent, and there is still no words on where he is going. The Wrestling Observer Radio confirmed that negotiations have hit a snag, and there are multiple offers on the table for him right now. It was not indicated what those offers were, but it was stated that there aren't many companies willing to offer the kind of money that AEW and WWE can offer, so obviously those are the only choices that Cody Rhodes has, and it is all up to him to make that decision. Last we heard was that Creative was told to come up for something for Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, but those plans were put on hold last week, and Creative was told that things were up in the air with him. If Cody Rhodes signs with WWE, there is one major star on the Raw roster without a WrestleMania opponent, and that is one that we have been speculating for quite a lot now. That is Seth Rollins. But will he sign with WWE before WrestleMania? Because according to some reports from Fightful, they are indicating that Cody Rhodes won't be signing anywhere for quite some time, and is currently downplaying the reports about his next move. So he's really waiting it out, either waiting for that massive offer, or maybe just keeping a secret to actually give us that surprise or wherever it is that he shows up next. Now, one superstar that we already know is going to be at WrestleMania is Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's official. He accepted Kevin Owens' challenge, which is not necessarily a challenge, but instead an invitation to the KO show. Stone Cold cut a heck of a promo on social media just to hype all of this up and accept it. WWE is making a big deal out of it, of course. He is gonna be there. He is likely to get physical, but it's not an official matchup, because otherwise WWE would have promoted it months ago. And based on what JR said on his podcast, it looks like Stone Cold is not too thrilled about what he's gonna do at WrestleMania. He stated the following: "It looks like Austin is not going to do anything at WrestleMania as far as wrestling in the ring. He and I have talked, but at the time we have talked, he didn't know what he was going to do, and he didn't sound overwhelmingly enthusiastic about it." As JR explained, this could be maybe because Stone Cold didn't get to pick his opponent, and if WWE was going to make this a match, they should have figured this out about 6 months ago, so that Stone Cold could be fully ready for it. It's likely that Stone Cold wasn't too happy how they were gonna go about it in storyline form, so instead agreed to just be part of the KO show instead of doing a full matchup with a good build up to it. We got ourselves a brand new champion, and that is Dolph Ziggler. At the end of this week's NXT main event, Dolph Ziggler won the match after knocking out Tommaso Ciampa with a super kick just after Braun Breaker was knocked out of the ring. They obviously made sure not to pin Braun Breaker, which means that this is leading towards a rematch in which we will get to see it happen at Stand and Deliver during WrestleMania weekend, which expect Braun Breaker to win the title back at that event. It only makes sense. It puts a massive spotlight on him during the biggest week in WWE. Some more news in regards to WrestleMania. The Wrestling Observer Radio is confirming that Vince McMahon is still a key factor to the Austin Theory / Pat McAfee match at WrestleMania, and current plans does call for him to get more involved in the storyline at some point, with the speculation also being that Vince McMahon will likely be involved in this matchup at WrestleMania some way somehow. We know wrestling a full match is not a good idea for Vince McMahon, but of course he could definitely take 1 or 2 bumps. On some other news, PW Insider is confirming that Becky Lynch is legitimately injured right now. This is obviously unfortunate news right before WrestleMania. Becky Lynch posted on social media stating that during a live event main event, Bianca Belair fractured her voice box. This is why Becky missed Monday Night Raw this week, but the good news out of all of this is that she is only expected to be out for 2 weeks and back in time for her WrestleMania match with Bianca Belair. So that is all the latest wrestling news and rumors that I got for you guys. If you enjoyed or found it informative, and for more, make sure to turn on those notifications. Stay savage, and I'll catch you on the next one.